River, do you want to kind of talk through succession planning and what that looks like?
Yeah, just to build on it, and John, obviously, what a story you've had going from interim to perm. Such an important piece, right? I'm just sitting this morning with an academic medical center having a conversation around, their top 3 strategies for the next 12 months. And number one on that list is developing their people, right? So, and not just developing their people, but to develop the future, right, of mentoring and succession planning, right? So I think what we're seeing on a national lens right now is it is very key. As we look at some of the trends in healthcare and where we sit today, what we are seeing is that the aging, right, our incredible leaders that are in the workforce, we're seeing several retirements that are occurring, right? So, as we look at the generational impact and the effects and the importance of where does that go, no better time, right, as we look back towards and hearing this clinical ladder, right, this lattice that, Keith and John have brought up today, then how are we building the future generations of leaders? And so I think for a lot of organizations, what we're seeing right now is you may have a formal OD program or you may not, right? So being able to explore what does that look like from either having talent assessments, right, and executive coaching, and or putting together an intentional program where leaders are able to then try out different departments, and what does that mean? And even getting more formal outside of bringing in an assessment, looking at options for coaching and how to continue to engage your teams. The other options we're seeing, right, in, as John highlighted, interim leadership to actually fill a role while you are recruiting for that permanent leader, is we are seeing some look to bringing in that immense and incredible leadership experience of an interim to come in and help coach, right? So your manager and or your director and or your VP that's not quite ready for that role, right? Being able to actually take an interim and actually support them for a period of time to help them coach and coach up to where they need to be. We're seeing some that are focusing on using interim and or what we would call fractional interim to be able to kind of help in a project capacity train and get to that next level. So as we're looking nationally, I think one of the biggest things we are seeing right now is mentorship, succession planning, development, and leaders is a key strategy we're seeing at every single level, and is within probably top 3 to 5 priorities for this year.
Thank you, River.
Well, if I could piggyback on that as well, I was able to connect, and I'm sorry for the audio or technical difficulties we're having here. I understand we're having an internet issue here at the hospital, which is never good. But we've recently had the benefit and privilege of utilizing one of the directors of quality on an interim leadership through B.E. Smith, and it was a game changer for us with respect to our leapfrog ratings and understanding what we were doing and the complexity around that, and how we needed to collate the data, report the data, and it was already. She has assisted us with improving our scores and in the leapfrog arena, as well as with CMS, and to River's point, has allowed us the opportunity to train the department and prepare a leader to assume now with the game plan and really understanding what her roadmap will be over the next 2 to 3 years as we continue down that quality journey. We're also have engaged B.E. Smith and an interim CFO to come in and work with our rev cycle area and our co-CEOs at this point. And I think all of the points that River made are spot on. And so many of our health systems, we don't have a leader from a succession planning perspective that's ready to completely step up, but they may have great experience and knowledge, but they really need that mentor and subject matter expert to come in and provide them with that additional tutorial support and help them gain further confidence and competencies in their area.